Welcome back. Return to the Mac. Hey. Episode 141. M.A.C. Moss, Andrew Carl, back in the building as always.
What's Gucci?
What's poppin'?
Another day, another dollar.
Feeling good, feeling great.
Actually, I'm off today. So
I make money on my days off, so I don't know what that's like.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, we make money on off days.
I got some money in stocks and stuff.
There you go. See, another day, another dollar.
It's more like cents.
You could have just went with it.
It's more like cents. Hey, it's still a gamble. Still a gamble.
I don't know if I made any dollars, but possibly I haven't checked it. I haven't checked it today.
Good. Glad we cleared that up.
Okay. Yeah. Just figured. Does that count on your off days? I wonder.
Yeah. If you're not working and you're making money, it counts.
Okay.
Passive income.
That's right. That's right.
What we all strive for sure.
Facts.
No doubt. What's good this week, though?
You know, same old on spring break, you know. I knew a break was coming. It's been a little while.
Yeah, this guy works for 2 weeks and then he gets a break.
Yeah, right. All the time.
What the hell?
It seemed like that, but you know, spring break, and then we got like a couple more months, then summer break. Y'all know how it goes. School year.
It really does sound nice. I am going to be honest. I am jealous whenever you tell us this.
That's probably one of the main reasons why I stay at this job, just because it's like, I really be enjoying them breaks.
Oh, why wouldn't you?
It make you feel like, every job should be like this. They should just be like breaks throughout the year.
Like the bank?
Like 2 weeks vacation a year? What type of shit is that?
The bank should just be closed.
I couldn't do that.
What type of shit is that?
If you only gave me 2 weeks, like you better be paying me like out the ass, because it's just, and even then I still wouldn't know if it's worth it. Like I need at least probably
dedicate my
4 weeks of vacation
to this
time.
job. Like I ain't got no life.
Yeah.
Do you get vacation days?
Yeah.
You still get those on top of the time off? Oh, that's nice.
Yep. So like at the end of the year, we get like a extra check if you don't use your sick days.
Oh, and they pay you off for that shit too.
I like that
shit out. Yeah, you get all that shit.
I like that too.
Does it roll over? Oh, it doesn't, because they just give you the money.
Yeah, you just get it all on the extra check once the school year.
I'd rather take that either. Don't roll my shit over. Just give me a check.
Yeah, give me the extra check. I need that.
I would always save like 1 week.
Yeah.
And get the extra check.
Right.
We get a lot of vacation.
I barely use mine, of course, because we get so many breaks. There's no need to take time off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
Yeah, just give me my money at the end.
Yeah. Give me the extra check.
That's legit. We get a lot of vacation days. We get closed for a lot of holidays. I would say that aspect of our job is very good. For sure. A lot of companies don't get quite as much as what we do. So can't complain there. I'm about to take some time. I'm about to go to Guatemala in May.
Oh yeah,
That's normal Guatemala like spring trip. That you take, right?
I think I had mentioned to y'all that they made the vaccine required.
Oh, did they?
Did I tell y'all that?
I think you had.
Just like at the beginning of the year.
Ago, yeah,
it was like January, I think. So they made it required to have the vaccine.
But isn't it a lot easier though? Wouldn't it be a lot easier for you as far as traveling wise and stuff like that?
If I had it?
Yeah. I mean, as far because
I wouldn't have to get tested. Well, no, actually, they made it where you have to get the vaccine and you still need to come with a test. Okay. So it wouldn't have been any easier.
Make it really okay. Gotcha.
I was planning to go more like in February, because my sister just had a baby a couple months back.
Another little one?
Yeah, they got 4 now.
Oh shit!
So I was gonna go see the baby and stuff, but then that happened. And they were talking about coming in the summer. And I was like, look, if this stays long term, like I'll get vaccinated. I'm not going to see you guys because of the vaccine.
Right.
But I would rather hold off at this point. And she was like, that's completely fine. No big deal. I'm cool with that. I understand. Well, they just took that back.
Oh, nice.
Vaccine no longer required. From what she said, they're not a relatively wealthy country in general. So she was like, she thinks as it's getting into warmer weather, they're like, we can't be turning away tourists that don't want to get vaccine.
Right.
Bring it on in.
That warm weather open this shit back up out here.
So as soon as I got that I started looking, and then, with work that we've got new people being trained right now to come onto my team and stuff. So I talked to my supervisor yesterday and was like, how much time do I need to give them before it's reasonable to take off?
Right.
She was like, beginning of May. I was like, that's fine. That's perfectly.
That's reasonable.
Perfectly reasonable.
How long are you going? A couple weeks?
Probably 10 days, what I usually do.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Try to make it like right before the weekend, get the full week.
Right. Get those extra days where you don't have to take off and shit.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
For sure. That's
exactly.
the way to play it.
That's
no
fine.
doubt. Hey, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Good shit.
Other than that, Wasn't too much going on this week. Busy week still at work and stuff. Last night I was talking to Moss when we were watching the games. Mm-hmm. I'll back up. Last weekend, I'm on Instagram. I'm very susceptible to ads. I'm going to be honest with you, like on TV. I used to be the person that sees like some Pizza Hut ad and I'm like, yo, I got to get Pizza Hut right now. That shit looks so good. So I was on Instagram. I watched this dude chug this Guinness. And I started looking up Guinness.
You want some beer?
I was looking up Guinness because I remember this one time, like years ago, I got this super dark beer that I was like, yo, that's disgusting. Somebody else had it. I was like, that's disgusting. And they were like, try it. And it was like almost sweet. It was so good. It's the best beer I've ever had. No clue what the name was.
Good old stout.
But it's a stout. It looked just like Guinness. So I started looking up Guinness and shit and I'm reading about it and it's like, it has a relatively sweeter flavor, these stouts, because they roast the whatever. So it has like a coffee type flavor.
Oh, that's souls right there.
I was like, oh shit. So I went up to Kroger and got 4 of them and drank them last weekend. I was like, yeah, these are pretty good. So last night I'm watching the game. I go do the same thing. It's like 10:30. I go up there, grab a 4-pack. Get back to the house. I had 2 of them. And I'm super lightweight. I don't drink ever. So I was like, I feel like really nice right now. I wasn't drunk by any means, but I was like,
buzzing a little bit.
Yeah,
a couple beers will have you in a good spot.
Especially if you don't drink.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'd be right.
So then I crushed the 3rd one and I was like, all right, I feel great right now. This is perfect.
Yeah.
And I had some Black and Milds and shit. It was a really trashy night. I'm sitting at home by myself.
Black and Milds and Guinness. Sipping on March Madness.
Getting it in.
I had a blast, bro. I'm watching the basketball games. I got the music going. The TV's on mute. I got the music going. I'm listening to Pop Smoke. This shit is so fire when you're tipsy. I had no idea.
Vibing the Pop
I had no idea how good this music was.
The bass dropping on that shit.
Oh, man.
Did you do the dance?
Welcome to the party.
That New York drill hit different now, huh?
This ain't bad.
Yeah, you don't want me to say what I was going to say, though.
What?
I listened to Big Drip, and I was like, nah, I still hate this shit. Fabi.
Come on.
It came on, and I was ready to be so hype, and I still wasn't feeling it. But
do you ever fuck with cigars? Like, besides, like real cigars?
I used to a little bit, but not really. Because when I smoke, it's like, it's a gateway for me.
Oh, okay.
I smoke a cigar, and I want something better than that. This is whack.
I like them shits, though, man. I got a cigar, like, last weekend. Yeah.
Where do you go to, like, the cigar shop?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a bunch of, like, tobacco shops and shit like that around here now that sell cigars and stuff like that. I'm still a novice. I don't know what the fuck I really want.
Yeah. When I was going, I would go over to a cigar shop in Windhurst.
Yeah.
And I thought those dudes are going to be assholes because
they're all cool.
It just seems like as soon as you walk in and it's just, they got a vibe.
Got a newbie in here.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
I think they like that shit.
But they do. They immediately come up. They're like, hey, man, what kind of, are you looking for something that's sweeter? You want, and I was like, I told them what I wanted.
I told them cheap and sweet.
Yep.
Cheap and sweet.
That's pretty what I want. I'm a novice.
Yeah, they put me on to some good stuff. It's cool. I like to just smoke. I like to sit outside, especially like in the springtime and stuff. And it's just nice weather, sit out back and smoke. So I wish I could get into cigars, but
pour me a little bit of Crown and a cigar,
get
bro.
you a little brown, you good.
I'm old now.
I want to do that. I want to be that guy,
whiskey.
that old guy.
I'm old now. Yeah. Straight. Drinking
I
that
never
shit
really fuck
straight.
with cigar. My homeboy fuck with cigars heavy. And he gave me one when I went to the beach last time.
It's an expensive habit.
And it was nice to sit out on the balcony and have a cigar chilling on the beach.
It ain't right. It's
vibe.
good. It's like carefree. It's a nice little vibe. You got your shades on and shit.
Could y'all smoke them properly or did you inhale?
I learned my lesson of that a while ago. Trying a cigar, you gonna fuck your shit up.
I can't do it. When I smoke, I do at least a little breath in.
I know how to smoke
have your head
now.
spinning.
Like, it's just
your head spinning, boy.
You gotta just tell yourself that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That kind of motion or thing. But I like a good cigar, man. It's
just let you
nice
slide.
little vibe.
I'm gonna let you slide on that.
That's the action. That's the action you gotta do when you puff.
No doubt. Just know.
Let it roll.
Let it
and
go.
a cigar is something you can't share a cigar, like a real cigar, with somebody. Like, y'all gotta have your own cigar.
It's not a passing situation.
It's not a passing shit. You can't pass nobody a cigar.
This ain't no blizzy. This ain't no blizzy.
That's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I mean, this is not as disgusting as passing the L. Like, it's the same thing.
Because you,
Bro, motherfuckers, like, when I'm smoking a cigar, like, you be chilling. I be biting on that shit low key a little bit on the end. Like, it's this different. Right. It ain't just your lips.
Yeah.
Like, that's
because you gotta get comfortable with that joint.
Right,
you get real comfortable with that joint.
It ain't just the outer tip.
You know,
you're getting a little too much mouth on there.
Hey, yo, this conversation is going the bad way.
Somebody's cigars probably be going a little too deep.
Oh
man, never thought this is where we would get. This is a great conversation, though.
Yeah, great. I might buy a cigar after this.
Yeah, cigars, man, they're pretty cool.
Grown man shit.
But don't face two black and milds.
That's a bad idea.
When you're not really smoking, you're not really drinking. You had 3 beers. Up. I did.
I did. Yeah,
I was like to the point where I was like, all right, I feel great. It's late at this point. It's like 1 o'clock. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just go pass out. I lay down,
off that shit,
go to sleep for like 15 minutes. Wake up and I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely throwing up. I immediately ran to the bathroom, threw up once, and was like, all right, back to bed. I was completely fine. But this morning I got a headache, and I think it's the black and milds. It wasn't the beers. I had 3 of them. It's
it's definitely the black and milds. You can't smoke 2 of them shits by yourself,
bro.
You can't do that
in like 2.5 hours.
Back in the day,
I used to be on them blacks so heavy, bro. Now I think about it, it was bad. I used to crush packs of blacks, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crush them.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. I couldn't leave the crib without stopping and still grabbing the black.
You don't realize how much you smell like a black and mild.
Oh yeah.
When you smoke
until you stop smoking them.
Right. You're like, yo, this sauce is powerful.
So bad.
Like
strong,
it's a good smell when you're smoking it. But like when you're not smoking, nobody want to smell like a black and mild.
It still ain't as bad as cigarettes though. Like I used to smoke blacks and get around like cigarette smokers. Like, yeah, smoke that in the house. I like that smell. Like the cigarette smoke is still by far the worst.
Oh, for sure.
By far the worst.
Yeah, nobody wants to sit around while somebody's smoking.
Smell like a straight ashtray.
Right.
Straight ashtray.
Once I get to drinking though, man, I gotta smoke something. I will smoke cigarettes. I'll smoke anything.
Don't do 2 black and milds in a row.
Yeah, it won't happen.
You shouldn't even smoke a whole one.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah,
that's probably
that's a mistake.
Stop about halfway.
I had a good night, but
no, he was
I ended up throwing up. I ended up throwing up. What can I say?
I would have told you about to pay for that shit. If you would have said, "Yo, I just smoked 2 blacks," I'm like, "You about to pay for that shit, bro?"
Who does that? Why would you need 2? Yeah, that's
just buy a single joint next time.
Stupid, son.
Just leave it at that.
I'm retarded, but that was my night last night. So here we are this morning.
Pretty awesome, though.
Turned up. Sounds pretty awesome. Sounds like a good Friday night.
It was a good time. What about you guys? Did you do anything last night? Anything this week?
I was chilling, kind of on the same vibe like you. Had my little wine, you know.
What we shit?
Yeah. You like the wine and shit too?
Yeah.
What kind of wine?
I want Moscato mostly. I'm kind of like
the sweet stuff.
Yeah, I'm a bird.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that.
I don't like that bitter shit. That bitter dry wine. I'll be like, why the fuck
red
does
wine
anybody
like? Give me some sweet.
Don't make no sense.
Somebody can sip on.
But see, the problem is because I'm the same way. Mm-hmm. But after I drink it a little bit, I'm like, this still isn't as good as like a soda. Like I like soda. I would rather have a Dr. Pepper than.
I don't drink.
I don't even fuck with soda for real.
Way too much soda.
I mean, I like wine. My girl drink. She be on that Stella Rose and shit a lot. She like that, which I like those. Those are good. Like the little kind of fizzy, bubbly wines and shit. Yeah. Those are good. I drink a little bit of that. Kind of makes me sleepy sometimes though. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it makes me a little bit sleepy. So I have like 1 glass.
I have heard that actually.
The wine will sneak up on you. The wine will sneak up on you. You try that cupcake?
No.
Cupcake Moscato, go try it. They sell it. Next time you get it, it's banging.
That sounds good.
It's banging though.
It sounds good.
It's a banging. It's a banging wine.
It's a good thing we got Carl here talking cigars and whiskey because we talking cupcake wine and black and mild beer making me throw up.
I'm gonna pour up some liquor before I drink some wine though. Like I give me a little cup of Crown or something before I drink some wine normally.
Give me some good whiskey.
It's like I'm on a grill and shit. That's like the perfect scenario for me. If I'm grilling, I gotta pour me a little bit of Crown, a little whiskey or whatever.
One of those things.
And I would like a cigar while I'm on the grill. You know.
Yeah.
Give me a cigar with something packed in it.
Yeah,
that'd be good to go.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
Anything else?
That's it.
I ain't do shit, man. I told y'all I watched that King Richard movie yesterday.
You was real hype about that joint.
It's a good movie, bro. It's a very inspirational film. I think
it came out
several times. It's on HBO Max now. So,
okay.
Several times I think is moments you could you get in your feels a bit, in that movie. So because you just kind of had to overcome a bunch. So
it looked great. It looked great when they were
it's like Will Smith
previewing it and stuff.
That's pretty much where you can stop. Say it's gonna be at least a decent film,
right? How bad could it be?
Yeah, how bad could it be? And it's a true story at that.
I heard he got for a Grammy for that shit. It's not Grammy, Oscar.
Yeah, probably so. I would believe that. I would believe that for sure. Just to see like the path that he took. Really, like I said, it really reminds me a lot of LeVar Ball. It's like as far as nobody, like he knew it before everybody else knew it, and he was telling people like, "Shit, right. I got the next two great tennis stars." Like he told Serena straight up, like, "Look, your sister's going to be. I planned for your sister to be the best, the number one tennis player in the world." Mm. But my plan is for you to be the greatest of all time, type shit. And it's it's like very impactful type shit.
It's inspirational.
Yeah. It's it's really cool movie, and like the way that, and like he, like how he taught them. It wasn't just about tennis. Like he wanted them to be great students and great people and shit too. Like that was really big, and that's why he didn't want them to go professional too early. Like they was focused on school. They were the only kids that weren't playing juniors. Like. He pulled Venus out of junior tennis and she went straight to professionals. And nobody really had done that before. It's like she had spent 3 years without even playing any matches or anything. She was just training because he wanted to focus on school and stuff like that and learn like investments and just like really teaching them to be smart people.
That's dope.
So yeah, it's deeper to it than just tennis. He wanted them to be good people first. And, so I thought it was a really, really, really good movie.
Yeah, I got to check that out. I wanted to, like I said, I completely forgot about it. But if it's on HBO now, I can get to that.
Yeah, that's why I checked it out for sure. As a matter of fact, speaking of movies, I'm going to the fucking movies tonight. God damn it.
Okay.
I'm tired of it. I got to see this new Batman movie. I've always seen every fucking Batman movie that's ever hit the theaters, but for some reason I haven't checked this one out yet.
You've always gone to the theater to watch these?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
I've heard some mixed reviews, but I might see it.
I gotta see it. It's just one of them things. It's like it's Batman.
I've heard mostly good stuff from the people that I know that are like really into it. So it seems like it will be pretty good.
I heard that shit was long as fuck. It was like 3 hours.
That is what I've heard too.
That's something you can probably expect. It's more of like it's like the year one. So it's like it's not an origin, but it's like a kind of starting out type shit. So.
I might like that one then. I prefer the setup. To all of the superhero stuff.
Right.
Where it's less, what's the word I'm looking for? Where it's less
action?
Like crazy superhero shit.
Right.
It's more like a movie at that point.
Come up.
Yeah, Batman Begins I thought was fire.
Right. So, I mean, it's kind of along those lines, but I guess you ain't seeing like, it's just like his first year starting out shit.
Gotcha.
We'll see, so.
I want to see it eventually, but I won't go to the theater.
I'm fucking going, man. Yeah. I'll spend whatever I need to.
Let us know how it goes.
All right, for sure.
True indeed.
What you been watching?
What have I been watching? Oh, all the shows have been coming out. Watched the new Atlanta. By far, one of the most like weirdest fucking shows you ever watch, and it just gets more weirder in this season.
Is it funny though? Because that's why I like the Atlanta.
Yeah, it's some funny parts. It's still some funny parts. It's just be some shit like, yo, why? Who would think to do this in the episode? It'd be shit like that. Like, what? Y'all just gotta watch it. Y'all know how that shit goes.
Did you like it?
It was cool though. Yeah, I liked it. It was cool. But watching that, of course, Snowfall. I was a little iffy off the last episode because it got kind of crazy, but they brought it back around. It might make sense a little bit more.
I gotta check out the new episode.
They back on track now. It's like, all right.
You still ain't fuck with the Winning Time shit, right?
What's that?
The Lakers show.
I ain't went back to it yet.
I keep forgetting.
I ain't went back to
every
it
single week.
I think I like it so far. I think it's definitely filmed a bit different because it's got like that 70s film type look to it. And then they break the fourth wall, so like a lot. So when they're talking to the audience,
they do a lot
and shit. So they do that a lot too in there. I don't mind it. I think it does develop a bit slow, but I mean, I'm learning a lot about
how far you into
in the background. Just the third episode just came out, right? So watched
that's
that.
why I went to sleep on it, because that first episode, I feel like it was just dragging.
It's slow, but man, like the way they paint like iconic figures is different from how you ever expected them to be. Like Pat Riley and Jerry West especially. Like Jerry West is a fucking dick.
Yeah, he was a dick.
He's an asshole.
I've seen that part.
He's a fucking asshole. Nobody likes this guy. Nobody want to be around a guy like Jerry West type shit. Like, and to see it from that perspective is different, bro. It's really, and, like Magic Johnson. This dude is a fucking slut. You know, like he's just out here.
Oh, we knew about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know about that, but like to actually see it, like it's different. You know.
Yeah, because you see Magic now, Family Guy.
Right. But you know, his reputation is well documented, of course.
Facts.
Medical as well too.
The truth came out in a real way.
Yeah. But overall, I think it's a pretty cool story. I think it's just very slow developing, though. I wish you could get to a little sooner. But it might be one of them shows where you want all the episodes to come out first, because I do want to see what happens next. But it's just a slow development.
It seems a little bit weird for it to be slow developing, because I could be wrong, but it seems like it would be more of a one season show.
No, they stretching this shit. It's a lot of background stuff that's going on, just as far as the development of even like we haven't even gotten to the point where they officially drafted Magic Johnson yet.
Okay, so they're definitely going.
They dragging that shit out.
Right. It's a lot of.
The whole first season might be like
we might not see them actually step on the court to like the last episodes of the season type shit. It's a lot of background stuff. I don't mind that. I didn't know Jerry West was supposed to be the coach of the team.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know that either. I mean,
I did think that. I seen that in the first episode. I thought it was weird when they was talking about Jerry West and how he became the logo. And how he had lost all them finals. And he had got an MVP on the finals that he lost as well. Like the last one he went to, and they still made him the logo. It's like he became the logo of the NBA by being a loser. Yeah.
And that's like, and you could feel that anger.
Yeah.
And that personality or that character. Like he fucking hates that trophy that he got, that MVP trophy. Right. He's broken it several times. Like he'll break it and glue it back together, then break it and glue the shit back together. Like he hates that.
I can see that. Like, why y'all give me this? I fucking lost again.
Right. He fucking hates that shit.
Is that John C. Reilly?
No, he's Jerry Buss.
Jerry Buss. Okay.
He's Jerry Buss. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, I'm still gonna watch it. I'm slipping, man. Now that basketball,
you might want to wait till some more episodes.
I do prefer to be able to just binge the shit. I would really hate watching.
I would suggest that for you. For sure. Since it's such a slow developing type show, like it might be a slower pace than Breaking Bad season 1 type shit.
I'll see. I'm probably gonna end up watching it now, even though you're probably right. I think you're right. I'd be better off to wait, but I'm probably just gonna watch it.
Yeah, there's 3 of them out there right now, so at least they give you a little pop. But
I'll give it another shot.
Tell us about that Top Boy, though. I'm so excited that you watched it. That's my shit,
This shit is fire. This shit, I burned through the first 2 seasons. It's only 2 seasons.
How many episodes are each season?
The first one is 10. The second one was 8, which I was upset about because I had got to 8 and I didn't really check.
Me too. Be consistent.
I got to 8 and I didn't really check, and then I was watching the 8 and I was like, this seemed like a finale a little bit. And I checked, I was like, oh shit, this is the last fucking episode. That shit pissed me off. I thought I had 2 more left.
Right,
that sucks.
But the ending kind of pissed me off a little bit. But it's a good show. Yeah. I like it.
It's just like a disconnect for me. I tried it a couple times. I need to try it again and actually focus and look. But
because the storyline is
once they start that wanker and bruv shit, I'll be like, that's not for me.
Come on, bro.
I kind of like the British thing.
Taking a piss? You over here taking a piss, bro?
I think it's like because I think I kind of like that. You know how like with a psychological movie, you'll be watching it and like there's a long part of the time where you don't really know what's going on.
Right.
You're kind of just like waiting to find out exactly where they're taking it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel watching the British shows where I could tell like where the storyline is going. But there is so much like dialect that you don't know exactly what they're saying. It's kind of like you're trying to figure out what's really going on here. Is that phrase that they just said, like, is that supposed to be kind of tongue in cheek? Or is that like some we about to fucking fight right now.
Right.
I don't know. So I don't know. I kind of like that unfamiliar vibe.
I've only heard good reviews about the show, though. I've never ran across anybody who's talked about it said they love the shit. So I mean, it's something I just gotta like focus on and shit. So
no doubt. Yeah, you can't half-heartedly watch.
Right.
Because you got to pay like attention to be able to understand those accents.
Facts.
It's a little heavy. I think I might have subtitled this joint, which I don't usually do.
I always watch. Every show is subtitled.
You one of those people?
Yeah, I do that too.
Sure.
Y'all are weird.
Too. Especially on shows like
If
this.
you can't read, just say that, bro.
I'll read you. We have a read off.
You don't want it.
No, this just be so
You don't fucking want it, bro.
Next week.
You don't fucking
Next
want
week,
it, bro.
read off.
No, because you know in some shows like they be talking all low and you like don't understand what words they saying sometimes. So you gotta read this. You're like, oh, that's what they said.
If y'all don't understand vocabulary,
back trying
let
to
us
hear
know.
If what?
If y'all don't understand vocabulary, let me know.
I mean, hey, sometimes they be mumbling their words a little bit.
Sometimes
talking
like,
all
what'd he say?
monotone
What'd he
and
say?
shit.
I don't know.
I only do it if it's a foreign language or accents.
Yeah,
But
That's
hey, watch however you want to watch. Do your thing.
For sure.
yeah. Here's what it is.
Well, we want to get to these NCAA tournament.
Yes.
We're now in the thick of things at this point.
The madness,
Super madness
the
right
super
now.
That's
madness,
been
bro.
crazy. That's been crazy.
We gotta give it up. St. Peter's, Brick City, Jersey City's own.
What the hell? Saint
First
Peter.
team ever, 15 seed in the Elite Eight. Crazy.
This first team ever.
First
for
team
that shit?
ever.
Oh
First
shit.
ever 15 seed make Elite Eight.
You know, it's always
They've been breaking up brackets since the. I mean,
Since the jump.
since the jump. I mean,
Since the
that's
first
obvious.
game.
Yeah.
every week. And
What was the first team they beat? Did they not?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Yeah, they knocked out Kentucky.
Kentucky in the first game of the tournament.
And I guess after that, though, you got some big balls after that. You probably feel like you could do whatever, you know?
That's how they been feeling every game.
But the thing with them, there's always, some kind of random team that makes a little run in the tournament.
Yeah.
Obviously not this far usually, and usually not this low in the seed.
Their runs are going to come to an end. They're not going to win it all.
At some point. But the teams that usually make a run, it's usually like they got one or two guys that just go unconscious from three. And it's like, these guys are putting up 6 threes a game each.
Right, yeah,
and it's like, it's almost a little bit of a lucky run at that point because, how long are you going to shoot that hot?
Right.
These dudes are just balling.
Yeah, it's like a collective.
They're scrappy
like
as
as a
fuck.
team, they put some pressure.
They
on
want it.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch them. And have you seen much of the stuff with their coach? Been catching a lot of interview time and stuff lately.
Was it Shaheen?
Yeah.
Shaheen.
What was his last name?
Okay.
Is a black dude, kind of younger looking
Yeah.
black dude? Yeah, I seen that.
He cool as shit. Look like a good coach.
Yeah, I can't think of his name either, but I think it's probably because of his accent being fairly strong, but he just seems like super blue collar New York dude every time you hear him interviewed. I think it really just
That shit rubs off.
But
Shaheen Holloway.
I'm sure that rubs off over like the team's mentality type shit.
Oh, for sure. You can tell they're hard workers.
Right.
Yeah, I was watching an interview with him this morning on ESPN. And I think this is probably something that most of these coaches say when they're like at small schools. But he was talking about specifically trying to recruit guys that mirrored his personality and had a chip on their shoulder where they didn't get picked up by big schools and that kind of thing. So that seems really dope. But I was reading about him, and he was a part of Kobe's McDonald's All-American high school class.
Oh, word.
He won the MVP in the McDonald's All-American game.
That's fire.
With Kobe.
Oh, so he could play for
Yeah, he was a baller.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened if he ended up going to the league or what, but he was a baller coming up through the ranks, apparently.
Gotta be.
That demands respect out the gate once you see somebody like got that background.
For sure. They were last night though, right?
Yep. St. Peter's, Purdue.
All right, they're pretty nice.
Yeah.
They got 2 monsters though. They got one big man. He's got to be, 6'10", 6'11". Like, he's a regular sized big man, but he's got nice moves and shit.
Yeah.
The other dude, the white dude, is 7'4".
7'4", 7'5".
That's crazy.
Big Yao, big
I thought it was a crime that they didn't put both of them in at the same time and go high-low.
Right.
They pretty much, play one or the other. And I get, they're not fast enough probably to keep up with those guys and
Speed
stuff.
kills.
But, dog, you got to put a little extra pressure on your guards to pressure them full court, to slow down their pace a little bit. So your bigs
What's his
can get
name?
back.
Ivy. He a baller.
Yeah,
Ivy's
that's
a baller.
the white dude, right? No,
for the Purdue.
Right.
Yeah.
He was a shooter.
Yeah.
I just think if they're too fast for you anyway, because they got a ton of little guards, I feel like you're better off going the opposite way rather than trying to go small and match them.
Yeah.
If your advantage is height, why not play to your advantage? Because there was no chance any of those guys were going to be able to hold their bigs. That's why one of their centers, if not both of them, fouled out.
Yeah.
For St. Peter's.
Yeah. There was all guards out there. It was a good game, though, man.
Every week, though, every game, you pick against them, and it's like, all right, well, this is the team that's finally going to step up and knock them off.
Yeah, I was still scared to play the money line on them. I just called the spread, played it safe on that show.
All right, so who are they matched up against next then?
They play us.
UNC.
Tar Heels.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Is it what? Are you excited about
Go
this?
St. Peter's.
You got to. You
Yeah.
got to cheer for. I mean, I kind of want the Tar Heels to win because then I don't want Duke getting St. Peter's after this.
Everybody know what we want. First time ever. One of the biggest rivalry in college basketball, Duke and UNC. We need to see it.
That would be a fire
Final
Final
Four.
Four.
We need to see that.
That would be.
Would be incredible.
It's crazy that would be the first time ever if it happens, though.
Right.
Yeah, that is wild.
How big that rivalry is.
This is Hubert Davis' first year?
Yep.
I thought I just heard that. That's crazy.
Yep. Yep.
You got to be feeling good as a fan if the new coach comes in for Roy and takes you to the Final Four.
Love it.
if
Love
not
it.
more.
Love it. You got them boys motivated.
Yeah, got fucking Duke and Arkansas tonight. Is Miami good?
I mean, they've been on a run. They're a 10 seed, so
Yeah, but
they're a fairly high surprise story as well, but they're on a run. The ACC was relatively weak all year. Like, Duke was the only team that was like top tier, and Carolina was in like a second tier, in my opinion, at least. The rest of the ACC was nothing. But at this point, the Elite Eight has 3 ACC teams.
Yep.
I mean, damn near half of the Elite Eight is from the same conference.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the
crazy.
ACC, like the last few years, has really been putting on for basketball.
Yep.
Always expect them
always
to
in
be
the mix.
solid, but this year was really weak. I'm shocked that they have 3 in.
Yeah.
Were you as a UNC fan, which team did you want to play? Purdue or St. Peter's? Because there's like obviously St.
definitely
Peter's
St.
is
Peter's.
the worst team of the two. But with being on such a run, are you worried at all? That these
It's got to come
motherfuckers
to
just
an
got
end.
it.
It's got to come to an end at some point. You know,
would
they
think,
ain't,
bro.
you don't see them going all the way. Of course, it's terrible to say that now because they've been on this run, but it's got to come to an end. Purdue got some bigs. I think them bigs would have gave us some serious problems.
Yeah.
But I think we can handle St. Peter's. I think we can. I hope we can.
This got to be a Baycott game.
Yeah, Baker got to get busy.
He's got to eat against
get
these
busy.
little guys.
But that boy Love.
Let's talk about your game. Talk about your game last night.
Bro. Caleb Love, he just upped his draft stock. He just upped his draft stock a little bit.
He had 3 at half.
3.5. Finished the game with 30. Hit 6 threes in the second half.
Oh yeah, he balling.
He went big. He went dumb.
It was
he went dumb,
ridiculous, son.
yo.
There was a few shots in the second half, like really towards the end of the game, that I was like, yo, that's a terrible shot to take. Like,
Right.
throw it inside, and then he hits it.
You could just tell he was
Over
feeling
and
it.
over.
He was feeling that shit. I was like, oh, baby.
But y'all are 8 seed.
Yep.
UCLA was a 2.
Got them up out of there.
I'm not super impressed with UCLA. They got some good players, but they seemed like they were kind of. I thought y'all were going to win last night.
Right.
But for the big comeback and everything, that's got to feel great.
Great confidence booster going in the Elite Eight. I like our chances right now to make it to the Final Four. Just hope St. Peter's don't try to fuck it up.
It's a 15, an 8, and a 10.
Yeah.
All in the Final Four.
Nuts.
in the 8, right?
Yeah, in the Elite Eight. My bad.
Right.
And is there no ones left? No, Kansas. Kansas
One,
is the
yeah,
one.
Kansas is the only one left.
A couple 2s, Duke and Villanova.
Yeah, and we can go back to those. Thursday night was the first Sweet 16 games.
Yeah.
Arkansas got Gonzaga out of here.
They did.
And that was one that we were all watching together.
Yeah, that was a tough matchup.
Chet's
man.
your boy.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good.
I think
He's looked really good in the tournament, to be honest, because even the game before Arkansas, he was really balling as well. Do you think he's ready to go to the league right now?
I think he needs to develop more physically. I think he got to get more man body going on. He's just he's too small, like too light. But I think he could go and definitely fulfill a role on an NBA team. But I just would hate for that to like stunt his growth as what he could be as a player. I think he needs to develop a little bit more, especially like offensively, getting his package together. He could really be a guy who could play inside out. Take some tips from the guy Timmy. And I mean, nobody'd be able to stop a jump hook from Chet, but I think he's a force in the paint though, as far as like defensively. He's a shot blocker for sure, man. Like, and I think he's got like good fundamentals defensively as well too. Like that last foul that they called on him, like, come on, bro.
The last two.
Yeah, I mean,
the last two were terrible.
I think one of them wasn't that bad.
They had a few bad calls. I mean, the guy from Arkansas clearly stepped out of bounds. Like, his whole foot was out of bounds. And they didn't call that shit. Like, it was a few bad calls in a row that kind of really impacted the game. And then, like, him going out, his dudes are, like I said, he's a rebound and blocking machine. He can do that in the NBA today for sure. But I think he needs to develop his game a little bit more offensively. Get a little bit better, well-rounded offensively there. Yeah. So, I think that's what hurt Gonzaga the most is once he fouled out, they really couldn't get on the boards like they needed to. And, Arkansas just played with more energy overall.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, I think Gonzaga just got cold. They shot 5 for 21 from three. I don't know how great of a 3-point shooting team they are. I didn't watch them all year, but I saw their other tournament games, and they shoot fairly well. Like they're a good shooting team at worst. Yeah, they just couldn't hit nothing. Yeah, and when you're trying to make the comeback, you're down 5 and 6 for the majority of the last 10 to 15 minutes of the game. You keep shooting open threes. It wasn't like they were taking bad ones, but every time you miss one, it's like, God. Just seems like the comeback is impossible when you're missing those kind of things.
It's hard to work out that slump.
Definitely. So you think Chet should come back next year?
I don't think he's a one and done player. I haven't heard that that's like his goal or whatever.
I haven't heard it from him, but all of the talk that I've heard, like surrounding the upcoming picks,
most people are saying he's going to be 1 or 2.
Yeah, him or Banchero being 1 or 2.
Right. So we'll see. I just, like I said, I hate for him to end up in like a super shitty situation. Which, I mean, you're going to be the top pick is probably going to be the case regardless.
One next year,
but you can at least develop yourself more so you're more prepared for that workload. And I don't think he's prepared for that kind of workload just yet. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think, it's just kind of expected for guys to go one and done now. But, sit, develop your skills.
You know why players don't go one and done.
Huh?
We just said last week, we know why players don't go one and done.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be the only one. No white American players for sure. Right. Shit, like.
Well, we could just adjust it to white players under 7 foot.
Yeah.
Right.
Then it's okay.
Yeah. It's not going to happen. You're a 3-year starter.
What do you think he should do? What's your take? You think he should go or stay?
I mean, I kind of agree with Word a little bit. I think he need to develop more. But if he was to go, he would definitely be a top pick for sure.
Right. Like, he's going to be 1 or 2. So I think it's hard to say, no, don't go, because there's no improvement that you can make, really. But, I mean, like draft-wise. Like, you're not going to move up in the draft.
Yeah, right.
But I agree with you. I think work on getting a little bit more physical, work with those trainers and shit, dietitians, whatever. You got to add some pounds to him. And he's a good shooter, but I think if he can fine tune the shooting as well, like those are the two aspects that if he gets those down in college right now, while they can make money now, not like he's sitting there in the dorm with no money.
What are you in a rush for at this point? Just go develop your skills, and that way that's all you have to worry about instead of having to worry about like everything else that comes along with the NBA and shit, like paying tax. You know what I'm saying? All this other shit that comes along
paying
with
taxes.
All that shit, like being financially stable, like worrying about like providing for you and your family and shit. Like just worry about yourself and like the little things in life right now. Like all you need to focus on is basketball, instead of like endorsements and. Like, well, I know you get some of that now, but, it's going to come in abundance of the NBA or much more of it. So, just keep it small and worry about the little stuff. But if he goes to the NBA, who cares? It is what it is.
He'll be all right.
Can't knock him.
Right.
Yeah. I don't see a bad choice in it for him.
For sure.
I thought the other game of the night, Thursday night, was at Duke, Texas Tech. That game was incredible.
Yeah.
Duke's got talent and stuff, so that was no surprise there. But Texas Tech really held their own. I was impressed with them. That McCullers kid is a baller.
Yeah, they played hard and they defended well. pretty much. The first half, they were really fucking Duke up a little bit. But like I said in the chat, I was like, Duke passed the ball a little bit better. I feel like Texas Tech would be in trouble, but I don't even think that's exactly what happened. But Duke just started hitting buckets.
Yeah, they started making their shots.
They just started making buckets.
Texas Tech was like considered to be the best defense in the nation.
You can see it too.
Mm-hmm. But it's just wild to me that as good as they were, and they played really well.
Yeah.
As good as they were, they still gave up 78 to these boys.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
they're just too fucking loaded.
Individual players. Fucking, what's it? Roach?
Look, Roach.
Oh my God.
Roach is nice, but if that's the dude that's tearing you up, you're screwed.
Right.
Yeah, right.
He's like a third or fourth guy.
You're fucked, right. Yeah. And
No chance.
but he was hitting some big buckets down the stretch.
He was.
In the second half.
He was.
It was like 3 in a row.
Man's handle was nuts.
Yeah, you can't do nothing about that. He was just feeling it.
He blacked out.
Yeah,
he was in that zone. There's nothing.
He missed a free throw.
Yeah.
Damn, how you do all that and miss the fucking free throw?
That's been a common theme during the March Madness. That motherfuckers be missing them free throws.
These kids, man.
These kids will blow them free throws.
Fundamentals, man.
Kids.
Fundamentals.
All the game in the world and blow the free throw.
Pressure situations and stuff.
Yeah, I get it, but hey, you gotta make those.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta make those. That would have put the game away. I mean, they ended up doing it anyway, but still, they would have had no chance at all coming back if he would have just hit that one. I think it was a 1-for-1 too. So
that was his only free throw he shot for the game.
Yeah, right.
It's the only one he shot for the game.
Especially after you've been going off like that. I can get if you came off the bench or something, you kind of cold. My man was snapping.
It kind of gets a little different if you hadn't shot a free throw the whole game and you shooting one in the most clutchest parts of the game.
He was killing them in the mid range, though. He was killing them in the mid range. Like, you gotta hit the free throw.
He was.
It's kind of funny watching the games because there's like such a difference in the college game to NBA.
Yeah.
Like from the standpoint of the kids, pressure situations seem to struggle a lot more.
Yeah.
When people miss, like there's a lot of times where they like completely airball or like shoot where it only hits backboard.
It's a terrible shot.
Yeah, like the misses are real misses, like you'll see in a pickup game.
For sure.
The reffing is terrible. Yeah. These refs don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Their charge block call, they just pick whatever one they want each time.
Them flop calls now too.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's a totally different game, but I think it kind of makes it more fun because of that.
Yeah.
Not any kind of hot take here, but Paolo Banchero is the best player in the nation.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but he is.
That dude's going to be a monster in the league too. He's got all of the stuff that you want to see in a game. He's got the height, strength,
he missed a big shots on the build, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think I said that a couple of weeks ago. I was just looking, like, he just looks like he's already in the NBA already.
He does.
Just his size on the court compared to everybody else around him. It's like, he's supposed to be in the league right now.
Yeah, when you said that, I think I had mentioned that I thought he seemed kind of skinny.
Like, nah, but
I don't know what I was looking at.
This dude is fucking solid.
I have no clue what I was looking
at. Compared to other NBA players?
Nah. He's already there, solid.
Yeah.
I think it's just because he's got long arms and shit. I just looked at him as lanky. But
I was like, I don't see the skatiness, bro. This motherfucker is diesel.
Yeah, I was totally wrong. Totally wrong. I'm impressed with his passing, though.
Yeah.
We see so many scores, like, a lot of the top players are going to get buckets. You're not going to be able to stop him and stuff. He's got great moves and all that. But that dude can pass. Yeah. He's really good getting in the lane and dropping it off to these big men.
Got a good all-around game.
Passes. I'm a big fan. I hate Duke, but I'm a big fan. I can't wait for him to get to the league so I can like him.
He's a good player, man. Had a good game as well, too. So,
yeah.
March fucking Italian? I didn't know that.
Is he?
He's an Italian-American.
Italian mixed with something.
Oh, is it like Italian mom or something?
Probably.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Why is that?
I don't know. It seems like I could see that. Well, all right, because unfortunately I don't expect the white Italian dude to marry the black woman.
Right.
But I do see
the
black man picking up the Italian woman.
Yeah.
That's why.
Fatty.
Yeah, very possible. Very possible.
Well, let's do predictions on these next 2 games. These next 4 games coming up for the Elite 8.
All right, what we got?
We skipped over Villanova because they're not super exciting to talk about. But
yeah, that's a solid team, though.
Them boys just know how to play in the tournament. Their coach is legit.
Villanova, Houston. I'm rolling with Houston, man. I like Houston a lot. I like the way they play. They move the ball around real good. Got a bunch of athletic guys. But so I roll with Houston in that one.
I mean, I think they're the better team.
Right.
But it's just that Villanova thing.
Yeah.
Their coach just knows what to do in the tournament, and they got the veteran players that have been in the tournament a bunch of times. Well, Houston's been in the Elite Eight, I think, 3 years in a row now, is what I just heard.
Yep.
So my gut says Villanova, but I'm probably going to bet Houston.
I'm going with Villanova.
Nova?
Yeah, for sure.
Understood.
To the Final Four.
It's kind of wild to be a 5 seed versus a 2 seed, and the 5 seed is favored to win.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know how that plays out, but Duke, Arkansas, second game tonight.
Got to go with Duke, man.
Yeah.
Got to go with Duke.
No.
I think our review of Duke just now pretty much told you that.
Exactly.
I don't see anybody beating them. As soon as that game ended and Gonzaga got knocked out Thursday night, I immediately put the future on Duke to win the championship.
They gotta play better defense, though, man.
I don't think that's going to change.
It seems like I said, it seems like it's a lot to ask for these guys.
Yeah.
But you gotta play, at least give a little bit more effort on the defensive end there. So,
did y'all notice when they switched to zone Thursday night?
I didn't really notice.
Not really.
The game.
I didn't either. I was doing too much stuff at once. I wasn't watching that closely. But I was hearing post game them talking about when they went to a zone with like 10 minutes left in the game, and the momentum shift kind of happened, and they seemed to have a little bit better grasp on Texas.
Maybe they just need to do that. You know, fuck
That
it.
might be
Everybody
an
can't
answer.
be a man-to-man defender.
That might be
Let's
an
just
answer.
do best with what we got type shit. So
Yeah, they're all huge and lanky and shit.
right. Zone
makes
should
sense to
work
zone
out.
up.
It's usually a smart move to do when you don't play good defense. Try to zone it up.
Yeah, cover up those weaknesses a little bit. Tomorrow, I mean, Moss, I already know who you're taking.
We already know what time it
St.
is.
Pete's and UNC. Are you taking the upset?
I'm taking St. Peter's.
Oh,
of course.
shit.
Riding with them boys.
Them boys.
We got similar attitudes.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I like them, bro. I'm definitely excited about that game, though, to see what happens, how it plays out.
I think
Sure, it'll
UNC
be a battle.
Yeah, I think this is the end of the road, but I'm going to put money on St. Peter's again. I've had that money line 2 games in a row and made a lot of money off
I feel like I should now just so they'll lose.
Yeah,
Since I hadn't played it
Do it,
the
curse
whole
it.
time, all the wins, I'm like, I'm gonna play it now just so they'll lose. But fucking, it is what it is. Kansas, Miami.
Miami, Kansas, Sunday.
I'm rolling with the last number 1 seed, man. Fuck it.
I mean, can you bet against Kansas here?
It was
You can.
Oh my God, they got an 83% chance to win this. They're highly
I
favored.
mean, like, come on. Miami has been whooping some ass these last few rounds, but
They've got a little bit lucky with some matchups. Like they played an 11 seed last night.
right. They play Iowa State, so
They're impressive, but nah, I agree. I don't see them getting past Kansas. So that would be honestly pretty cool if you end up with that Final Four. As many upsets as there have been and stuff, you're still getting a really solid 4 with Duke, UNC, Kansas, and Nova or Houston.
Oh, that's really good.
Hell yeah.
That's what you want right there.
Exactly what you
Can't
want.
complain about that.
Yeah, that's what you want. You can certainly market that if you March Madness. Like that's
sure.
great for the NCAA.
They're praying so bad for that UNC Duke matchup.
that happens,
for
bro.
sure.
God, that'll be
gonna be
higher
huge.
rated than the championship.
Facts.
That's gonna be like a Super Bowl
Them
type
tickets will be
environment.
insane.
Like motherfuckers gonna be getting up and fucking cooking shit and having parties and shit for it.
For sure.
Just how much would be on it? Like the rivalry is already crazy, but to say that you was the first matchup ever and you got that win out of that,
Facts.
And
you got bragging rights forever.
And it's Coach K's last game.
But
And it's Coach K's last game.
There's so much stuff on it.
Ooh, if we get that double whammy, fucking up his last home game and putting him
But
out in the
y'all would
rivalry.
lose.
Yeah, I don't
Don't
feel
do
good
that.
about
I don't know nothing.
Y'all would lose.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that.
I hope Arkansas take. Well, I can't even say that. I still hate Duke, but once you put money on them, I kind of hope they win it all.
Right.
I put 50 down to win 600. So
Yeah.
go Duke. Fuck it. I'm okay with it. I don't have any players that they hate. They don't have any players that I hate this year. I'm okay with them winning the championship.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of hateable players this year. I'm gonna give them that.
They don't have the pimpled face white dude that shouldn't be on the court, but actually is too good.
Right.
Those are the people that you hate.
Right.
Kyle Singler ass motherfucker.
They keep ballers in the fold. That's
They
what
do.
all
They
the time.
Can't say nothing about that.
All the time.
Well, we won't have much to cover next week because the Final Four won't have happened until then. Obviously, we talk about these games, but we'll be back on some college basketball next week too.
Yes, indeed.
NFL.
Yeah, man.
Not a ton of stuff happened, but the thing that did was huge.
Fucking huge.
Tyreke Hill.
Who knew that was coming? Tyreke Hill. Apparently, they were in contract talks with making Tyreke wanted an extension.
Yep.
I guess and they were working on the deal, and apparently, the Devontae Adams shit pretty much changed everything.
Of course.
He reset the market at his $28 million a year type shit. And Tyreke was like, y'all at least got to pay me this type. And Kansas City was like, yo, we can't even afford that. And they gave him permission to seek a trade from there. He had 2 trade partners. It was the Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Odd that it's 2 teams in the same division.
Yeah, why would he want to go there?
Well, I guess.
Why would those be the 2 teams that he would be talking to?
They can afford it.
It was just about
they could afford it.
They could afford. They have the assets to give up, and they were gonna pay him.
Yeah,
I think it was ultimately came down to money. Clearly, anyway.
What happened with that? Contract-wise,
he chose the Miami Dolphins.
But have they re-upped the contract already, or that
the Dolphins? Yeah. They said they re-signed him. He's he's the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL now.
Oh wow,
yeah,
he got a deal like $120 million.
Yeah, he got the bag.
4 years. I think they extended it, something like that.
I didn't know that.
As soon as I see those as the final 2 teams, they're like, we know where you're going. We know where you're going to pick.
There's an easy one between these 2 that would be better.
Fucking Waddle and Hill. Good God.
Which I think it's interesting, but it's not how I would build my wide receiver core, because it's almost like you got 2 of the same guy type thing. You definitely got speed for sure, but I don't know. It's just weird that
you love a big.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
You don't have to be a big receiver. I just think it's like like I said, you like kind of like a basketball team ish. When you're building a wide receiver core, like you got the quick guy, then you got the long speed guy, then you got the 50-50 ball catcher, and you might have a person that could do all 3. It is what it is.
Something
I get
like
that.
Cooper Kupp.
He can't do all those necessarily consistent. Cooper Kupp's fucking elite player. We're not talking about back off.
Let's move on.
He's an elite player. We've discussed this before, but I don't know, man. I just look at it and say, or think from both sides, from Tyreke's side and from Miami side, was it worth it?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think that's a good question.
For Kansas City, certainly. That's exactly what you want, is a 5th round, a guy that I drafted in the 5th round, played, won a Super Bowl with, and then later in his career, before I pay him an insane amount of money, I can flip him for, what was it, 4 picks or some shit like that? They got this year, they got a first this year, they got 2 second-round picks, and like a 3rd round pick or something like that.
Right.
That's a great haul.
Huge picks.
This is a great haul. That's exactly what I.
And now your boy Juju back in the same position where he got to prove himself again. Now you the guy again.
That's fine. He'll make some plays. Don't worry about Juju. But then you walk into a draft, and not to say that they're going to draft another Tyreke Hill, but you're not drafting Tyreke Hill. What I look at it as, you draft to replace that production. Like, he was never a 1,600 yard, 1,800 yard receiver. This guy's like an average of 1,200 yards per year, right. 9 touchdowns. You draft or you replace that production. You can do that.
That's a really good way to look at it.
That's how I see it.
Forget trying to replace this specific
You're not going to replace the player.
Because the shoes are too big to fill.
But if replace that production.
If you can get a guy, or even if you get 2 receivers that can combine for what you're missing out of him.
That's what you should do as a GM.
Decent price, that's not bad. I saw they signed MVS.
Yeah.
Just try to take the top off type of receiver.
You get right. I mean, you got at least a guy who can fill that role, but they'll dip into the draft. This is one of the deepest wide receiver classes in recent history. But it's pretty much every year you're going to find some great wide receivers in the draft. So it's just something that you shouldn't really be concerned with. Is where can I get a wide receiver from?
And you pay Mahomes because he makes receivers better,
right? And you have the quarterback to do so.
You should be able to get a little elevated.
He's going to make guys better than what they appear to be.
With receivers and quarterbacks in that situation.
Agreed.
Not just finding quarterbacks every fucking draft.
Agreed.
They're there.
And I got no problem with letting receivers walk.
Yeah, you can definitely find more receivers and running backs.
Yeah, ultimately, sure. No doubt. And in later rounds at that, too. Again, Tyreke was a 5th round pick. Yeah, okay, he had some off the field type problems and shit, but, still. So, I just wonder, is it worth it for Tyreke? And then it's like, Miami just putting all their eggs in one basket type shit. Like,
pressure's on Tua.
Yeah, he's got to produce really well this year, I think, or he'll face a lot of criticism. And I'm not saying that he can't. I'm interested to see. I don't have a definite yes or no on him at this point, like personally.
Yeah,
I don't think he's bad by any means, but I'm not sold that he's like going to be a great quarterback, and I'm not sold that he won't be. This is the year.
They just got to get away from that. They do a lot of like lateral type shit. So hopefully they can get the ball down the field, because that's what Tua really specialized at Alabama. Of course, they was throwing some screens and stuff like that, but the motherfucker was the best deep ball thrower in the nation.
Yeah, that's what's weird about it, because I feel like they don't utilize that.
Let them uncork him. That's what I used to say.
Play shit.
Right, that's what I used to say when maybe the injuries caught up to him and it fucked that up a little bit. But that's what I used to say about Tua when I watched him at Alabama. I was like, yo, he threw the prettiest fucking deep ball I've ever seen in my life. Like, that shit used to be, he was throwing to Henry Ruggs and shit and putting it right on time, like right in the bread basket. Every
at the same time you're talking about college defenses and NFL defenses.
Well, yeah, but it's not about the defense. It's about you throwing it up and this guy don't even have to slow down type shit. Like, he's catching it in stride.
And like 10 yards of separation.
The separation don't matter at that point, though, because you're throwing it. The throw is perfect.
I see what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying. Is like, he used to do that shit so much. And so hopefully they can get that out of it, and maybe it'll be worth it. But I still feel like Miami spent way too much on a wide receiver. Two times pretty much. You give up the draft picks and you pay the guy too.
Yeah.
And then I don't like this narrative that everybody's pushing about, now we get to see what Kansas City's offense really is like or whatever. And look, I get it. Tyreke is a big playmaker. He shifts safeties and defenses to his side of the field and stuff like that. For sure. But you got fucking Patrick Mahomes, dog. He's going to make another superstar for sure.
That's true. But you can still say something to the fact that obviously, he was Tyreke in a lot of bailout situations in the last few years.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's been a lot of those situations where he's running around trying to find somebody. Tyreke down there.
Well, I mean, he'll still find somebody down there. They might not be able to take it to the house after they catch it.
Right.
But he'll still find somebody. He's extending the play ultimately.
It's still a little bit silly just because it's not like they're not loaded still. They still have Kelsey and Juju and these other weapons that most teams don't have. And I think outside of the line issues, that's when they've had like offensive problems.
Right.
When they couldn't protect. If they're able to protect him, I'm not saying these guys are anywhere near the caliber of Hill, but we saw Robinson get off.
We've
seen Hardman, Pringle both get off.
I think they're gone.
Hardman's there.
I think the only ones left is Hardman still.
Yeah, but my point is, I think that I still believe in Mahomes in a sense that it seems like they can put somebody out there, and with Andy Reid and
they
Mahomes,
will be fine.
They're going to produce as long as they're being blocked for properly.
To cap off that Chiefs situation, they still going to be like that, but the AFC West is ready for their ass. We see what time it is for that.
But that would have happened anyway. You know what I'm saying? That was coming up regardless.
This is a different level of how they switched up this free
Justin Herbert was coming anyway, type shit. You know?
Yeah. Russell too.
As long as his coach don't hold
Devontae Adams over there is...
it makes a differment.
Shit getting crazy.
It was going to be...
But like I said, it's going to be a battle anyway, regardless. So,
right.
Hey, it is what it is.
I think they were far less worried about Herbert than you make it seem.
I think the NFL should be on notice. The entire NFL should be on notice, bro. Guys just don't come in and throw 33 touchdowns.
Nice.
It just doesn't happen normally for a lot of people. Not their first season on the field. So.
Yeah. The boy's nice. Well,
what are the other free agents you were talking about?
Still unsigned out there, still lingering. Bobby Wagner. Gilly, Odell, Matthew, Julio. I guess Matthew. I like Matthew. What up?
Changed my man's whole shit up.
I like Matthew.
Is that an offensive lineman?
Honey Badger.
Yeah. Davion Clowney, Calais Campbell. Still some guys out there. Jarvis Landry.
I feel like it's a bunch of old players.
They are more veterans.
More vets.
Yeah, that probably think they could command as much as they used to as far as like value or
I think a good handful of them. Gilly definitely wants a nice bag, probably.
But it's like, I'm not going to pay Stephon Gilmore.
I want us to bring him back. We need him now.
So do I.
We need him
I feel like
now.
that's a guy you pay like $4 million maximum, $4 or $5 million per year maximum. And then it's like, how much you gonna pay Bobby Wagner now? He might still be a pretty good player, but he's 31 years old.
I'd give him solid money for a year or two, like up front.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be giving Wagner a big long-term contract, but I got no problem
get a Von
paying
Miller type deal.
10, 12 million for this year. I wouldn't mind that if I was a team.
See, this is too much for me. I was like, you probably got a $6 million cap.
Hey, Gilly, OBJ, fuck with us. Fuck with us.
Is Odell going to be able to play like until the last half
I feel
of
like
the year?
the team that gets
That's a good question to ask.
The team that gets Odell, you got to know that you're a playoff contender.
Right.
Yeah, in fact,
Like you're going to be bringing
that's the
him
only
in at the
reason,
end.
because it's like, I'm going to pay you for the playoffs because I know you're not going to participate much in the regular season. Yeah. He might not play until like week 12 type shit. This is his second time injuring the same ACL. But you're going to really need to no need to rush this one back type shit.
I think he stays with the Rams.
It would be smart for the Rams and him.
I think they both want to make it happen.
Probably.
What do I know? But
they just got Allen Robinson now, so they might be good.
Hey, never hurts to add a guy.
That's true.
Especially if you can get him for relatively cheap, because he's no way he's going to get any kind of monster contract this year.
No.
Probably sign another 1 year thing to be able to re-up after when he wants to.
Yeah, for sure.
What you got about Malik?
Malik Willis Pro Day, man. Yeah. Right down the street.
Pretty cool.
Pretty
cool.
Like you said, Liberty is a fairly well-known or big university, but not for football or sports in general. Normally, I think they've had some success in
they've been on their come up.
March Madness tournament and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have been recently.
But
Rashad, probably the biggest.
Right. That's the biggest
Liberty
name.
alum.
I think it was another running back, Sam Gatto.
Yeah.
He came from Liberty as well too. He had a nice little run there, but certainly not a quarterback coming out of Liberty.
A first round.
Oh, you guys got a Liberty kid, right? Ain't Cal Duggar a Liberty kid? Oh, no, he's from another small school.
Yeah, he's not from Liberty. No.
Okay, well, never mind. But hey, fucking the entire NFL pretty much it was in Liberty or at Liberty to watch his pro day. I think that was last Thursday.
Yeah.
And hey, he put on a show, man. He looked good. I mean, of course, you're supposed to look good in your pro day. It's all scripted throws. If you look bad in your pro day, damn.
There's no defense out there, man.
There's no defense. But, he just confirmed things you knew about Malik Willis. Like, the guy has a fucking cannon. He could put the ball on the money he could put it on the seam. So
I've been looking at his face. He looked like Juju to me. Like they could be related.
Really?
I don't even
his
think
his facial expressions would be looking like Juju to me. That shit is weird.
I don't know. He seems like a really good kid though. I don't know if you saw that video that's been going out of him like handing out his like Nike merch that he got to a homeless person on the street and shit.
Yeah, I think I did see that.
And it's like one of those videos like he didn't know he was being filmed type thing. It's not like he filmed it himself because I hate people who do stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's just I thought it was a really cool moment. You got Mike Tomlin taking this guy out to dinner and shit.
Mm-hmm. I believe I saw Neighbor's Place. Was
it Neighbor's Place? They got the crab fries?
I saw somebody on Facebook talking about it, and somebody had seen them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I just picked the place that I knew had crab fries. I know Crab du Jour got them shits and they right by Liberty.
That made sense too. Neighbor's Place probably had like a private room.
I'm sure.
That they could go into.
I'm sure. Yeah. Set it up in the back.
Right. Oh, that's really cool though, man. I hope he falls to 20, but then again, I hope he doesn't at the same time.
Right. Like the higher he goes, the cooler it would be.
Yeah.
For him
I mean,
and school.
I think he has potential to be a really good player, but then again, it's like, I watched him play. I watched a bunch of the Liberty games. And, yeah, you look at it a lot of times, you be like, man, Malik's pretty talented. But then, sometimes you're like, I don't know about that type shit. So he has a lot to work on. Definitely not a day one starter. If you want to have success with Malik Willis, I think he needs to sit for 1 to 2 seasons, honestly. Like take him real old school Aaron Rodgers type thing. Like he really needs to be cemented behind a veteran for a little while. But the talent's there. And I thought it was just cool that, we got a guy here that is pretty much causing the whole entire NFL to drool. Yeah. And that's unique. It probably really never happen again.
It is really cool.
Never say never.
Yeah, it may be
on the come up.
It could be the build. I mean, that is how the smaller programs usually build. You got to show that you are able to put people into the NFL.
Good advertising.
I don't have a super tight connection with Liberty and stuff. A lot of things I like about them, a lot of things I dislike, but in general, it is just cool to have their sports programs be good, just because they are local and right next door. I mean, it's dope. I hope they do well. So it would be sick if he was like a top 10 pick. That would be.
I really cool. See him. Like I said, I don't
want him
see
bad
him
in Carolina.
It's I don't know. I think y'all guys got your eye on Pickett a lot.
It seems that way, and I won't be mad about it. Pickett is more
like. You can play him now,
right,
and have success. I don't know if Matt Rule has time to wait.
He doesn't, but the GM does.
Yeah,
and he may not give a fuck about Matt Rule.
May not. He may not. We'll see about that. But I feel like Pickett might go, and he probably should. I think a lot of people gonna have FOMO about like Pickett is like the most comparable person to Joe Burrow-ish as far as their career. That 5 year, like he might have stayed in college, a year too long type thing, but his last year he really popped.
Yeah.
He had a great season. So he has the maturity and stuff like that to step in already. But some people's been talking about Malik Willis going number 2 to the Lions now.
Yeah, we can see it.
But I don't know if they draft him that high. Like I said, I would hate that for him. Like, God, that would be terrible for him. If you just want to kill this guy's hopes and dreams instantly. But after that, I think he'll probably be a commander. I don't really see him passing on him at 11. So
I really don't think he gets that far because I think the Panthers and the Falcons are both going to take a first round quarterback.
You think the Falcons take a QB? I think the Falcons are taken. So I don't think they.
Possible.
I don't think their concern is really.
So they take like an O-lineman or something.
Still grab your quarterback.
Yeah, but this is known. But why would you tank though if you already got your quarterback? You tank for the QB type shit.
Name my offensive skill player on the Falcons right now.
Kyle Pitts.
Oh yeah, it's pretty easy. Other than him, he just got there. Ain't really nobody else there.
They don't have no.
Ain't nobody else there.
But yeah, you don't tank for that guy though. You tank for your quarterback. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like they do it, but they might. I think it's a wild card right now. Since this is like viewed as one of the weaker quarterback classes, because I mean, Malik Willis is super talented, but we are talking about a guy from Liberty being the first quarterback taken. Right. So at that point, they view next year's quarterback class as a little bit better. So maybe people skip this year and say, hey, we'll just go out for CJ Stroud or was it Bryce Young in next year's class.
So, right. That makes sense.
Understood.
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Understood. Where we at?
Speaking of quarterbacks, you see Deshaun Watson's press conference? Y'all watch any of that?
I seen a clip of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
I didn't see anything.
Man, that shit was sad looking in there, bro.
What was
it's like, normally it's like super, what's the word, jovial? Like, it's like everybody's fucking excited to be in there. Like,
he had to address the situation. It's a touchy situation.
We got our quarterback for the future. This guy's going to win. That shit was like a funeral.
Yeah.
Dog, that shit was sad.
He wasn't going to escape having to address it.
Yeah, I mean,
he had to address it at some point.
Shout out to Cleveland media. They won't play no softball questions type shit. Like they asked them, like, why 40 women? Like, why 40 masseuse? Like, masseuse is like, why would you? Most NFL, he was like, why most NFL players would do like, they have like they're particular. So there's like one person knows my body and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I hired you, that's normally how people do it,
Yeah.
And his answer to it was,
do we know that?
I thought it was, I
know 40 is egregious, but do we know that everybody just keep one masseuse?
Well, I would say If it was 10, I could understand.
I would say that I know regular people that only go to
right.
one person.
People are creatures of habit.
They say this person does a really good job with my massage. This is who I only book.
Right. Why would you continue?
So I think it's reasonable.
His answer was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. It was like, you know, I was there for 5 years. So I just met a lot of people type thing. Well, so that was pretty much his
Kept it simple. Right? Smart. No need to deep dive into that.
That's, what is it? That's 7 different masseuses a year type shit. Like
something like that. It's one of those situations.
That's kind of odd, bro. It just doesn't sound good. And then they asked him like, why should Cleveland trust you or something like that? Or
I hate that kind of question.
Or something along those lines. And his answer was like, you know, I've never assaulted a woman or disrespected a woman in my life. I was raised by a single mother and my aunties and stuff like that. So I wasn't raised that way to be that kind of person. And I get that's like the politically correct type answer or whatever. Because it's almost like, what else are you going to say? But at the same time, like your rebuttal to that is like, who is raised that way? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is raised to be a bit? Nobody's necessarily raised to do the terrible things they do. Yeah.
That's a dumb question to ask anybody. How can I know that I can trust you? I literally just had a caller ask me that yesterday at work for my job. They're like, I don't believe you're going to call me back. How do I know you're going to call me back? And the only answer is you don't.
Right.
I can't prove it to you that I'm going to call you back.
Right.
I said I can't prove anything to you. I promise I will talk to you tomorrow. That's all I can do. And that's all he can say. Like, there's no right answer he could have given. How can Cleveland trust you? Bitch, I don't know. You'll see in 4 months. See if you like my results at that point. But like, there's no answer he could have given.
Somebody should have asked him why he was picking them up off Instagram, though. That's the question they should have asked.
I don't have TikTok.
Maybe. But and then I think another highlight
everybody advertises on Instagram, so it kind of makes sense.
2022.
Yeah, it's interesting though.
Pretty normal thing.
He said he had no regrets about the situation.
Of course you wouldn't, because you've acquitted.
I also hate that when people say that they have no regrets.
I think that's a bit tone deaf on the situation. I think he could have possibly answered that better. Like,
but don't you hate it? You always hate it when people give a response that's not, that they do a politically correct response. Like, that's something you stand on pretty strongly.
I mean, I get, I mean, it's a fine line, but I feel like it's text messages of him out there apologizing to women and shit like that. You probably should at least say some shit, well, I apologize. I've done nothing wrong, but I've apologized if I made anybody feel uncomfortable.
I agree.
Thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
better answer.
That's a better answer. So. I don't know. I think
if you're standing on your innocence, then you would say you don't regret nothing because you feel like you was innocent the whole time.
I guess so. And that's what it is. It is what it is. We'll see how this all plays out. But I think this shit was just it's gonna be a fucking trash fire for the fucking Browns going forward with this shit. I don't know if this works out ultimately for him, bro.
Once he steps on that field, man,
it's ugly.
It's not gonna be that serious no more.
When? Yeah, I mean, we'll see, but I don't know, man. It's just it looks ugly so far. It doesn't look like anybody's really sure of it. The owners won't even there. This was face the media too. So
the best cure for controversy is winning. He come on that field and start winning, people forget all about it.
Yeah, if he doesn't,
if you don't win, then you
set yourself up. Like, it has to be immediate. It has to be immediate impact.
Yeah.
People want instant gratification nowadays. So like, he has to come in there and win. He can't go out there and fucking and lose his first 3 games.
But even if he didn't have all these allegations, just with the contract that he was given, that was going to be the case.
Yeah. But people can forgive that with the talent that they see. They're going to be like, oh, eventually we could get it done. But if he goes in there,
that doesn't happen. I mean, sure, some fans try to convince him that anybody that gets a paycheck that he just got, if they came out and lose their first 3 games, they will be crucifying him.
Did y'all see? He said that they didn't have a contract or a number before he picked the Browns. He just really just wanted to go play for the
That's
Browns. Y'all believe
bullshit.
that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not at all.
It was a bunch of lies being told. And I'm like, I could clearly tell, like, that's not an honest answer.
Yeah.
It's not. You
The
went
Browns
there.
is top of your list already.
It wasn't. 'Cause why would they say it was clear that in the media that they were out?
Right.
The Browns had to fish you back in with, we'll give you $230 million. And we'll adjust your contract to where your base salary this year is only $1 million. So even if you get suspended, you're not losing that much money based on your contract.
Sold. Where's the
Yeah,
sign?
right. I mean,
where do I sign?
Come on. Like, don't tell me it wasn't about the money. That's what they told you to say.
Right.
And just like Andrew Berry was there, and they said, well, the way it was structured it wasn't due to any suspension that we think may be looming. It was just based on like salary cap reasons and stuff. Come on, bro. No, it wasn't. Because why would you want to
I see both
backload?
things being true.
Why would you want to backload all of that money?
Their ass.
It could be helpful towards their salary cap, sure.
Yeah.
Like it is true in that sense. Nobody in the history of the NFL has ever done this.
Right.
So we're gonna sign you to a massive deal, but only $1 million the first year because of our salary cap. Like, come on, that's an
Stop
obvious
it.
one.
This is one of those things.
This was an inevitable, messy press conference that was going to have to happen to address things the first time. Once the suspension comes down and that is like put out, there will be another press conference that's kind of messy and they'll be trying to tiptoe around mad questions. Mm-hmm. After that happens,
It's all football.
I think they all dead it.
Yeah, it's all
It was like,
football.
I'm not answering these questions anymore. You can ask them and you're going to get ignored.
Right.
And we move on
It's
to
all
the next
football
person.
after
So
that, for sure.
Yep.
it is
Unless
what
he
it is.
loses a bunch of games, and then you
Well,
might
then
get
he'll
more
get
questions.
questioned and stuff, but he's not going to discuss these allegations after the suspension is handed down.
They got to hook that man up with a team masseuse, like a male
For sure.
team masseuse.
For real. For sure.
This is the only one you could use.
Yo, he should do that.
So, yeah, right.
Like, honestly, it's just for your own career. Even if you want to be out here just messing with mad different chicks,
Play it
do
safe.
that, but get you a male masseuse.
Right.
Yeah, you seen this girl's bad too.
Of course they
Got a bad.
Of course they were.
Yeah.
I'm talking about his girl. Like,
Yeah,
I got you.
She just signed with $230 million. I'm sure she's a knockout. So, for sure on that. But yeah, that's the only highlights I had from that. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yep, that's it. What we on now?
I had two quick fights that
What we got?
were interesting. Jorge Masvidal and Kobe Covington, UFC. They just fought a couple weeks ago. I believe it was for a title belt, if not for an actual title belt. Kobe Covington's a wild, actually both of them are wild boys as far as promotion and stuff is concerned. Kobe went full on MAGA and leaned into like being the Trump guy. So he's
I think I know about him.
massive villain within the UFC already. And he promotes that way. I mean, he's wild. Masvidal is like,
It's a good angle.
he used to train with Kimbo Slice. He's a Miami guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's kind of like, I think he calls himself Cuban Jesus or something like that. Baptizes motherfuckers is like
Interesting.
Like they're great promoters. So this whole fight was built up, got super nasty. They're talking about family members and stuff. Jorge gets his ass whooped in 5 rounds, 25 minutes, loses the fight. Kobe says he's the king of Miami now. So he's out in Miami at a restaurant with some other, with one of the podcast dudes from the Full Sim podcast.
Oh, yeah, really?
He went on to their podcast. So did Lil Durk and Rick Ross, by the way.
Yeah. I saw a little part of it.
I just seen that they're posting clips. I don't know if that's out or what, but
It's out, yeah.
anyway, they're out at a restaurant eating, post stuff on Instagram. Jorge sees it, pulls up on him. He's got his COVID mask on and apparently, comes up on him and sucker punches him. Broke his tooth and shit.
Is this on camera?
I don't believe so. All the camera stuff that I've seen is like outside the restaurant once the police
Aftermath type shit, yeah.
But it's just kind of a wild story to have the fight happen, like an actual UFC fight, lose, and then the sneak sucker punch kind of thing. And then after that, he's immediately on Instagram, like showing he didn't get hit back at all. And he's talking shit like, that's what happens when you talk about my family and stuff like this. And the majority of the UFC community is not having his back at this point. They're like, yo, you look like a sucker, bro.
Yeah.
You got your ass kicked. You had a chance to fight him and you didn't.
Right. And it's not like UFC is boxing, is where it's like, it's these certain, it's a pretty much a street fight.
Do whatever you want.
You can choke this motherfucker out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can release all that shit that you was talking onto this motherfucker right now. Like all the tools necessary that you have at your disposal to whoop a motherfucker's ass. So you don't really have an excuse at that point. Like, what was your excuse for losing in the ring? What happened to your family then?
I've always wondered, like with a UFC fight, the majority of the time after it ends, there's like some love and respect between the two. Mm-hmm. Obviously, part of that is because they're doing promotion to build up the stuff, and they realize it's not fully real life. These two got legitimate bad blood, but I've seen the bad blood guys before. John Jones and DC, like those two hate each other.
Right. After
they finish fighting, it's like, yo, respect, man.
Right.
We just laid it on the line, respect. But like, if you lose, there is no recourse. Like from like an ego man type of standpoint.
Yeah.
We talked all this shit. This dude beat me. There's nothing I can really do to get him back. Right. It's like you already kicked my ass. So I'm surprised this hasn't happened before. But not a good look.
What's his name?
Not a good look.
I don't know why I'm not thinking of his name. McGregor. When he got beat, he went through fucking chairs at the bus and all that shit.
That was pre-fight promotion.
Was that pre-fight? Oh, okay. I thought that was after.
Nah, after the fight, I think they, did the UFC thing. They dapped up and said his respect or whatever, but I don't know of a situation.
I think you just go, you got fucking paid. It's not like you got your ass whooped. You got fucking paid.
Probably a big
Keep it fucking moving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Keep it moving, go on to the next fucking fight. If you want, maybe you could promote, try to do a sequel or whatever. But let that shit go, bro. And like I said, you look like a bitch. You ultimately look like
that money. I gotta beat his ass next time I see him.
Clearly an ego situation there. But
I mean, imagine I get it might be eating at you, dog, but this is what you do. This is your profession,
right?
Type shit. Like, come on. Yeah, it sounds stupid. And he's like, is he facing a suspension or something from the UFC?
Yeah, so now he's arrested. Got arrested. He's facing felony charges, I believe, because of the fighter situation, using your hands, weapons type thing.
Yeah, right.
And he's also possibly having the fighting commission remove like his fighting license.
Oh,
he's in big trouble at this point. I think he's towards the end of his career. Like, I don't know how many more years he was going to have left, but if they give, a year suspension or something, which I've seen them do with other fighters, it might be game time. Yeah. It might be done.
He's doing stupid shit at this point. Like, come on, bro.
That's tighten up.
That's
really
dumb.
Stupid.
Yeah. And you looked stupid, so.
The last one I saw, did y'all see that Jimmy Butler thing from last night or 2 nights ago?
I did.
That looked crazy.
Bunch of beef on the sideline.
What? No. What happened?
Jimmy's about to fight Spoelstra.
And Haslam.
Yeah.
Like the OG of the team and the coach. That's not a good look. The mascot.
I call him the mascot.
Yeah, because that's just crazy.
He just literally doesn't play. He's just on the bench.
Like, why is he still getting paid?
Really wild.
It's just wild that he's
like an assistant coach, basically.
Yeah.
They're paying him just to be like.
He did that before when they used to have Juwan Howard on the team.
Yeah.
They did that before.
I do remember that.
That's crazy. But no, I didn't see that.
You gotta check the footage, man. They were like ready to fight.
It was real.
They had one clip
Eric
where like
Spoelstra was ready to throw some heads.
Kinda. I don't think he was trying to
gonna
fight.
throw some heads, but it was some fighting words being said.
They had footage of them in the huddle before it like breaks, and they're screaming at each other. And Jimmy is saying something, and you can see Spoelstra mouth the words like, "You want us to fight you, or you want me to fight you, or
think
something?"
I'm gonna fight you or something?
Yeah, it's like, are you nuts? And that's when Haslam steps in, like OG, standing up for coach, like, bro, you need to chill.
Yeah,
like, this guy's still paying me for no reason.
We ain't your enemy. Yeah, we ain't your enemy. They're your enemy. We ain't your enemy over here. Something like that. I'll beat your ass. And went straight to I beat your ass after that.
Yeah, they
were
like,
damn, Haslam.
It don't take that long. Yeah, that shit don't take that long because you gotta like. This is the person that Jimmy Butler has sold himself to be, or like we've known him to be in the media. Like, it's not a good look for him. Ultimately, like you're a talented player, but it's gonna get to a point where a team is just not gonna want to deal with that shit, especially a team that thinks that they have.
Well, that's been the case with multiple teams.
Yeah, right. There's not, but and it's gonna get to the point like you're on a Well, they were a decent team. Like, you competed in the finals and stuff like that. But
I mean, they're the number one seed now.
Oh, are they?
They're in the East. Yeah, they're the number one seed. Yeah,
they're having a hell of a year.
Yeah,
it's just gonna get to the point where it's like, again, why would a team want to, especially a team that thinks they can win something, want to deal with that?
Yeah,
it's just like, no, man, we're better off without it. It's that kind of that AB type shit. Like, come on, bro.
I see a mixture of emotions going around. They've been losing a lot of games here lately, back to back games they should have been winning. Number one seed, but I have my own theories. We know who's the 8th seed right now is the Brooklyn Nets. And they don't want to see them in the first round. You don't want to see the Nets in the first round, bro. They trying to drop down a little bit.
I think that's a great theory. I'm on board.
That's what it looks like to me.
I'm on board with the theory. That makes perfect sense.
The top 4 seeds, the 3 seeds behind Miami are within a game and a half of being the top number 1 seed.
Is Boston,
so they
Philly,
can just lose a couple games and drop down to 3rd or 4th real quick.
Is Boston, Philly, Milwaukee?
Yep.
Are right behind them.
Bucks, Philly, and Boston.
I mean, that's probably in your best interest.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they're doing necessarily, but
I can see
it wouldn't be a bad plan if you play. But you have to see them.
You don't want to see is the first seed.
Yeah, you would have to play them eventually. You don't get anything.
But you don't want them in the first round.
Yeah, the first round is supposed to be as a 1 seed. Sincerely light work as a 1 seed, but got to be some light work there.
Yeah, right, different. Yeah,
especially I guess if you look at it from the perspective of I could play the Nets or I could drop down 1 and play whoever the 7 is.
Yeah, I think it's like the Bulls.
Got to be it.
I think it's the Bulls or something like that.
They're a solid team, but they have like a terrible record versus the best teams. They haven't beat any good teams.
Right.
But we'll keep it moving. Got a little bit of music left here. So what's going on?
What's up first? Do the Meg shit first?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. Into that, her label issues and all that.
I just think it's hilarious.
Right.
I just think it's so funny. Meg annoys me. I couldn't tell you exactly why.
Right.
I just find her annoying. I think because she responds to so much shit. I don't like that.
I'm not a fan of her at all.
She annoys me so much, but she was going off on Carl Crawford, the owner of her label.
1501 or something like that is what it's called.
Something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the other reason I think it's so funny is Carl Crawford was a legitimate baseball player.
Right. People don't even know he owns a record label.
A year or two ago when it first blew up, that was when I found out.
Yeah.
Like he played for like 15 years. He was an all-star, like a legit baseball player. I didn't like him because he was in the Yankees division. He played for the Rays for forever. So wild that he's a record owner, a record label owner. And they were getting nasty. They were getting nasty. She's calling him a pillhead and this kind of stuff.
Cokehead and all this stuff. Yeah, for sure.
His response.
We called her a cokehead?
No, she called him a cokehead. Right. He called her an alcoholic and pretty
evident.
Said that she slept with the entire industry and fucked her best friend's nigga. That's what he said, which was Tory Lanez.
I didn't even see that part.
Wow. Yeah. So it's like, there might be some validity there.
He
didn't explain. I mean, everybody knew that with the Tory Lanez thing, whatever that went on. But you smashing the whole industry out here? Is that what you're doing? It's believable. I mean, she has the hot girl summers going on. So
yeah, she was out here mingling for a while.
Yeah, right.
G-Eazy, Trey Songz. We've seen a few of them.
Yeah, she was like licking Trey Songz' face, wasn't she?
She was licking G-Eazy's face. I think that's who it was.
Oh, yeah. And she was all in Trey Songz shit too.
Yeah.
They all do it. I mean, I try to be relatively even with judging these rappers. Most of the dudes sleeping with half the girls in the industry. Of course, it's going to happen the opposite way around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's normally.
It's always going to be more of a bad rap on the female.
Entertainment,
of course.
Like, or it's a lot of like.
Well, now
like
that got
industry
Instagram
thoughts that
stuff
you know what I'm saying that just kind of float around that everybody passes around, but it's normally not like
one of the biggest stars.
You know what I'm saying?
Not one of the biggest stars.
It's not her doing the shit. So that's an interesting thing. It's not surprising at all, though.
I don't have a ton of stuff to say. It's just hilarious to me. I really couldn't tell you why, but I really find.
I'll tell you somebody that's been eating this shit up is DJ Academics. This motherfucker
has he been saying anything?
Oh yeah, every time they post something regarding it, he is making a video
Oh, yeah.
Said, I told Meg not to fuck with Big Ack.
Yeah, when he hones in on somebody, any downfall they have,
Man, he on her ass, bro. He is on her ass for real.
I hadn't seen that at all.
He's posted a video about Meg Thee Stallion like every other day. Because, I mean, this kind of been popping up. So, I just want to see what all comes from it or whatever. I think, you know that beef is just about the album. He owed her she owed the label another album. Apparently, she's saying that she's produced that already. That album is out, and just like Hot Girl Summer or whatever it was called.
Yeah, but they said they put it out as like a mixtape.
Yeah, he's saying they're all old songs.
Right. And
That was his complaint. That
it's not just that, because it was like the album, to be considered an album, it had to be like at least 45 minutes, which it is, but it's like a ton of skits and shit like that on there as well too.
We've seen artists do a lot when they try to get out of a label situation, give you a throwaway album to get up out of there.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I mean, hey, we'll see what happens with all of that, but
I could care less. I don't actually care about what the outcome is.
You're right.
But just hilarious.
Yeah.
Just hilarious thing.
A lot of back and forth there.
At this point, Meg and Tory's names are kind of synonymous for if one comes up, the other one is going to.
It's got to.
The other thing I had was that diss song that he put out towards Party.
Yeah.
If we call it that. I mean, he was dissing Party. I don't know if it was the whole thing was directed to him.
Yeah, a couple bars in there for sure.
That song is fire.
It's hard.
That song is fire. I heard it when it first came out and didn't pay much attention, but once you shared it again, I've been listening to it like crazy the last day.
Yeah, because I think it just popped up on me. I was listening to it, and I kept listening to his words. I was like, oh, he taking some shots in this right here a little
Like
bit.
quite a few.
Yeah. Talking about you need Cardi before you can make a diss track or something. Need to use Cardi or something. I was like, damn, yeah, he going at him.
It's a tough look for Party because I don't think he has a whole lot of legs to stand on.
Right.
And I like some of his music and stuff, but he doesn't have any success of his own, really.
Right.
Most of his success has been writing for other females.
Yeah.
How do you get back at somebody that's at your neck if that's what you've been able to be successful with?
What can you do? And I like Party though. I would in the last few years I was hoping he would have some type of solo success, but he just been chilling.
Yeah, make some music
every time you see him. It's like, all right, bro.
How about that?
I'm sure he's made a lot of money off his fucking publishing, so he might be straight.
I'm assuming he's probably still writing other hits.
Probably.
I don't know. You know, they do keep that stuff more
Cardi
quiet.
put out an album in like 2-3 years now. She's been riding that wave.
Right.
I seen her album, all her songs is platinum now on that first album. So they riding that wave on out. I'm sure his bank account looking pretty good off that.
Do you think that's a bad look for her? Not the situation, but the fact that she's taking this much time. At this point, I don't think of anytime I see her, it's like talking on Instagram or something like that.
Right.
The fact that she hasn't done any music, and then you have what we're gonna talk about soon here. Latto just put out the album.
Well,
she seems
does
to be
have a
the
song
most
out right
on
now.
fire. Cardi does.
No, Cardi B. Oh, I thought you were just talking about Meg. My bad.
No.
Yeah, Cardi doesn't really. Cardi can chill.
It seems like I feel like she's taking too long. Cardi.
It has
I
been
thought
a
she's
while,
lost her spotlight at this point.
She propelled. She's a superstar now.
Right.
So you can take as much time as you
just get
fucking
it
want
back
to.
as soon as she wants to.
Like,
As soon as she come back around, people gonna listen.
That's fair. That's good.
Cardi don't have to rap again, honestly, because I mean,
she will, but she don't.
Yeah, she
ain't gotta
never
rush
expected
back.
it to be this big. Probably,
Yeah,
I mean, she
true.
might have, but she really blew up to another level. You know, I mean, you talk about somebody who got diamond records and shit. Like,
Good point.
she's in a good position right now.
album
Where
platinum.
whenever she
unheard
drops
of.
again, her music will be on top. And but.
That's true.
It's different when we talk about talent because I don't think she got like a lot of talent, but she is the biggest female artist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right
You
now.
do what you want at this
I don't think
point.
it's gonna be hard for anybody to reach that level and top Cardi. I think it's gonna take some time anyway.
Good point. I was just thinking about it from the perspective of being relevant immediately, but you're right. I mean, as soon as she comes back,
It's not
it's
gonna
on.
take over.
Boom,
It's
right
on.
then and there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Women love Cardi B to a different level. So
Yep. Which brings us to another female rapper,
Big Latto.
She seems to be the one right now.
Big Latto.
It's been like that for a minute,
777.
man.
Yeah,
I think
I can see that.
I've always been a fan. I think she can genuinely rap. Like she's not like these others. She don't have ghostwriters and shit. Even though somebody did come out and say that they wrote some shit for her, I don't really believe
Somebody
it.
will always do
She came up the hard way though and rap and shit. Like
Barring up. Making hard records.
She was on Rap Game, the reality TV show, Rap Game.
I think I didn't know that. Yeah.
But and she won. She won that shit. But she didn't sign a deal at the end because she was like, I didn't really know what I was getting into, and that was probably the smartest decision she ever made. So
that's cool.
And but then she kind of had to like start over from scratch after that again and shit. And
taking a hard route.
She got that.
I respect that.
She really popped a few years ago with that. What's that song? I'm that rich ass bitch from the South. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think you're talking about
that one kind of pop was ringing off in the streets, but she hasn't really had like an album or a single necessarily that did it for her until now.
That big energy single.
That's it until now.
Yeah.
That really put her on the forefront of female rap.
That Mariah Carey sample.
Yeah. And it's actually it's a Tommy sample. It's not, or whatever that group is, that Mariah Carey sample.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Most people know for the Mariah Carey though.
Yeah.
Y'all like the album overall? I really only like one song, to be honest. I just can't get into that, but
it was solid.
I can hear that she's rapping well. I don't care about it.
It's solid. I fuck with the album. And what I'm noticing, like just seeing people I follow and shit, like a lot of females that you think will like Latto, a lot of them don't like the album. And I think that's like when you keep like saying she's like the Nicki Minaj, that's why I feel like she has a disconnect. I feel like more dudes might like Latto than females, which is weird.
Because possibly, yeah.
Because she be spitting and she go hard.
That's how she want to be though. Like she said, like I want men to listen to my shit because I really be like she really care about the craft of rap.
Yeah, she want to get them bars off. Like. Yeah. Which I fuck with, because she's not just talking about like I'm gonna just show my ass and make ass clapping music and all the time.
Well, she does.
She does have a couple of those, of course, but she don't lean on that. Right. She knows she got bars.
Right. That's not right.
So I think it's like a little bit of a disconnect where it's like you don't really know if people really fuck with her or not.
I see a lot of women that fuck with her too, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a few. I just see a lot of people that was really like, yo, this album is trash. Like, I hate this album. What is she doing? I was like, what? I'm like,
I didn't get that at all from it though.
I thought it was weird. I was like, damn.
A lot of the songs are good. I mean, like, I think that the one with Lil Durk is good. The Like a Thug, that's solid. She got the Sunshine record with Lil Wayne and Childish Gambino. That's a good record.
The Joe with Nardo Wick.
Fire.
Nardo Wick on hard. The Joe with Nardo Wick.
Got you.
I don't really care for the one with her at 21 too much, the Wheelie, but she released that as a single not too long ago. But
I like them solo joints. That Trust No Bitch.
Yeah, she rapping
Trust No Bitch. That shit hard.
Yeah,
that be hard as hell on that joint.
The Southside joint, that's hard too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She can rap. I mean, that's just evident to me.
What did you think of the Kodak one?
I think it's a decent record.
That was honestly probably the one that I liked the second most. Really? I didn't love it, but I thought it's catchy.
Yeah. I mean,
which of course,
she said
Kodak's going to be catchy.
Yeah. And that was an interesting thing that played out this week with them two as well too. She went on Big Boy's radio station and she was like, she had a lot of trouble getting the album cleared because it was a male artist on her album that didn't want to clear the record because she wouldn't respond to a DM. That's what she said. So it's like she's like, they're pretty much. They wanted to sleep with me before.
Yeah, she basically alluded to somebody was trying to hit.
Right, somebody was trying to hit before, but she wouldn't say who. And then, of course, social media is going to do their job.
Look at the feature list.
They're going to look at the feature list, which was already out.
Lil Wayne, Kodak. Oh, it had to be.
Right. Well, Kodak didn't do himself any favors because recently he's went out and he said things about like Dream Doll and Young Miami.
Breakfast Club.
And what he said on the Breakfast Club and shit, which is, when he said it, I'm like, damn, bro, you can't say shit like that. Like people, it kind of went under the radar at first, but of course people they're gonna pull those receipts when it's time, when it's necessary or whatever. And so everybody was on Kodak about it. And of course he jumped, this dude jumps on Twitter and said that mulatto girl, which is some shade that he threw because it's like her name not mulatto. She purposely changed her name from mulatto. That mulatto girl won't talk about me. She ain't even say a nigga's name. He said, I'm too fly for that shit. I don't know why y'all trying to make a nigga wear this jacket or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
I think one of his producers was defending them too or something.
His engineer, which is like his main guy, like this dude been with Kodak since the beginning. So it's a white dude. He probably like in his 40s, but stay in sniper gang gear. Anytime something comes up about Kodak, he's the first one to snap on social media, like that Meg Thee Stallion shit. Like he be coming at motherfuckers' necks about it. But What he explained makes a lot of sense to me. He's like, shit, she was the one who held it up. Like, we charged her our normal rate for a feature. She said she didn't want to do that. She wanted to do a swap. And Kodak was like, your verse I don't want you on one of my songs. Yeah. I want you on one of my female artist songs. Like, you do a verse for her and we'll call that a swap. Then they was like, she said she didn't want to do that. And that's why I was like, talk about female empowerment, quotation marks, or air quotes. And, ultimately she came back like last minute and was like, we'll just go ahead and pay the higher rate. And, whatever. And that's how it got held up or delayed or whatever. But, so I don't know. I can kind of see it from both sides. I can see Kodak doing some shit like that.
Who do we think it is?
I don't know.
Think what is?
I don't think it was anybody.
Which
now
rapper was it?
It's possible that it was nobody though.
If I had to bet, I would put my money on Kodak.
Yeah,
you would think Kodak. You would think
because Nardo Wick don't really have that much clout in the game. She pretty much already came out and said it won't 21 Savage.
I could also see it Wayne.
Could possibly be Lil Wayne too, but she seemed like she didn't really have a problem with it.
But I don't think I don't have any problem with her mentioning this. Like, if that's what happened,
it could have been Childish Gambino.
Yeah, that's
the one you least expect.
That's the long shot,
but it wasn't them.
Childish at plus 2,500 on the bet.
Right. Well, I mean, the way that Kodak's engineer is saying is like she's trying to spin it like for some sympathy sales type shit, like. Right. She just throw it out there to be like some kind of martyr or something like that for female rappers. Like, I'm standing up for this cause. Not to say that she would do something, but you can't rule that out of the possibility.
Yeah, I get
it's possible, but we don't think this happens.
Yeah, but I said,
it certainly does.
But look at her.
Like, it certainly does.
Look at her. Motherfuckers is trying her.
Rick Ross pretty much said this in the interview one time. Like, the same thing that Kodak said is like, this is what, like, especially if you're not like on like that, like, you probably gonna have to bust something like. That's fucked up, but it's the way the game goes.
Tried plenty of times.
I thought it was cool that she brought it up, honestly. I do think that's fucked up. But at this point, if it's not Kodak, then I think she owes it to him to stand up and say something.
Yeah, right.
Because at this point, because the weird part about making it so specific that one of the guys on my album did this is that people are going to jump to conclusions.
Right. That's why I said she should go ahead and expose it completely now. Like, Kodak was like, upload it. That's what he was saying. Like, upload me. If I did that, then put out the DMs that said that I did it. That's what he wants.
I don't think she's in the wrong by all this and stuff. But at this point, it is. I think it would have been better off to just say that this has happened like in the past and not specify that it's one of the guys that is on my album.
And it's almost weird that you keep that person on the album. And that she may not have like it may be her label saying that you got to do that or whatever, but. It's still weird that you would, that would happen and you'll still be okay with it.
But we know women don't backtrack. Imagine a woman saying she was wrong.
Yeah.
Imagine that happening.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that statement won't be dropping.
Exactly.
No time soon. But
we're running short on time here. What other new music or music stuff did you guys want to mention?
Oh, I mean, look, I gotta, before y'all say it, bro, I mean, before I say anything else, I gotta give a shout out to Young and Ace. And that Bam song, I think that shit's fire.
It was pretty good.
I've been singing that shit.
I like it.
Battling a murder. That's my shit. That's my shit, bro. I think that's a dope record. And Young and Ace is one of the saddest untold stories in hip hop. Probably one of the saddest stories in hip hop history. Honestly, if you look into his background, man, this dude went through a lot
of sad stories.
I mean, looking at his story though, it's like almost, I don't know how this dude's still standing and not like in a deep depression every single day. Like, if you look into his background, he was shot 8 times. It was on his little brother's birthday that it happened. They was all in the car. Him, his little brother, his best friend, and then one of his other friends as well, all in the car. Car pulls up on them. Fires, just starts letting off in the car. He tries to cover up his little brother, gets shot 6 times in his butt trying to cover up his little brother. Everybody else in the car dies except for him.
Shot me in the ass, Denzel.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he got a tragic story. That's wild. And he puts a lot of that pain out in his music and stuff. So I think, he deserves a shout out for sure. And I think this record right here is going to ring off in the streets for a little while. So,
cool. Give the name of the song again.
Bam. It's called.
Him and Kodak.
Yeah.
Bet. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Sound good. I ain't mad at that. What else dropped? Buddy dropped the album.
Who was that?
Oh, really? Buddy from the West Coast. He dropped the project.
I've liked less and less of the music that he's put out. I haven't listened to the album. I didn't realize that dropped, but
yeah, I like that single you put out with your boy Blast. That was a pretty dope single. I like that song.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was a pretty decent album. I feel like Buddy's still trying to find his way. He's a super talented dude to me, but I feel like he's still trying to figure out his lane a little bit because he got a lot of West Coast type tracks, and he got a lot of tracks that's like poppy a little bit. Yeah, because he sings a little bit too. So it's like I don't know. I think he's just trying to find his way a little bit, but it's cool. It's a decent album.
Yeah.
Decent joint. What was you saying? Word?
The Chance record. I like that. Child of God.
Yeah.
I think, you getting that boy was rapping. That boy was rapping. I like that a lot. I mean, it ain't gonna fucking it's not like a bop or nothing like that, but
it was so slow. It won't be popular probably, but it was just nice to see him rapping again.
Right.
And it wasn't corny. It was like
it was real.
Heartfelt.
Yeah, it was dope shit. So I really liked it. A lot
of artistic shit with the video. I like that. It was kind of dope.
Definitely.
That's pretty dope.
Denzel Curry had an album come out, another weirdo that doesn't have a real specific lane. Well, I guess he does have a very specific lane. It's just not a popular lane.
Right.
But he's got a few songs on here with T-Pain, Black, stuff like that.
I did see that.
Interesting.
I didn't check that out yet.
I like him a little bit.
Might have listened to that. See what's up with it.
The only other one I listened to was that, how do you say dude's name?
Nigo.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
Nigo.
gonna let you say it.
That's pretty close, right?
I don't know.
He a Japanese dude, which was weird, but
yeah, I was reading his little bio thing and it mentioned he had started a group called the Teriyaki Boys.
Oh wow,
that's hilarious. Well,
really
you said
into it.
He was a creator or founder.
He created Bait. He's a fashion designer. He created the brand of Bait.
Okay.
So that makes sense with all these features that he has on his album.
Yeah, originated over there and shit. So
yeah, the features are Tyler the Creator, ASAP, Pusha T, Clips, Pharrell.
Pharrell produced a lot on there.
ASAP Ferg, Pop Smoke. Like it's a bunch of names that used to be in all kinds of fashion stuff. So that made a sense.
Yeah.
I didn't listen through all of it, but I checked out the Pusha T tracks.
Yeah, it's pretty dope project. I ain't mad at
that. I like that.
I ain't mad at it. Cause I heard this name, I know Nigo, people were saying that was going to be Pusha's album name. So when I seen that, I was like, hold on, Pusha drop? Then I looked and it was all these other artists. I'm like, oh shit, this is not Pusha's album at all.
Not at all.
But, some dope tracks. I fuck with it. Pretty decent. And that's about it.
Well, we kind of ran out of time here or getting close, but that Pusha McDonald's diss track.
I was about to bring that up to you.
That joint was fire.
Yeah, that was hard.
The Arby's track, I tried to pull it up. I think I had saved the picture.
I'm telling you, man, McDonald's got to fire back.
Got to.
They got to fire back.
You said Travis Scott, didn't you?
Yeah, that's
Travis Scott and Sweetie.
They're going to have Sweetie stripping in the commercial. Dump some sauce on her or something. I don't know.
I was reading something about it said, according to marketing analytics from Apex Marketing, within just a couple of days, the song had generated $8 million in advertising value for the brand.
Of course.
I don't really know exactly how that's measured, but I would imagine it's like looking at the jump in sales from the moment it came out.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it sounds like
it went viral immediately.
Massive impact. And it's dope to see Pusha do all this goofy commercial stuff.
Yeah,
but he's been doing it for a long time.
But then throw the Coke bar at the end.
Yeah.
So something about the fish scale.
He got 99% through the way. Still had to throw a little fish scale line in that joint.
Got to.
Respect.
Everybody's doing these partnerships with restaurants. Did you see fucking Jack Harlow got a KFC meal coming out?
I didn't see that.
Oh, that's like the new thing now.
Yeah,
it must be. You gotta get you a brand with a fast food
Travis Scott pretty much kicked open the door for that.
Yeah, he did.
And then now everybody, Meg Thee Stallion had a fucking Popeyes deal and shit, and then
hottie sauce or whatever it's called.
For real?
Some shit like that.
Yeah, she had the hottie sauce. Yeah. Then you got a white guy selling fried chicken. That shit is. I mean, I guess they already had an old.
We out here, son.
Hey, they putting them in. White Man Can't Jump too.
We didn't talk about that, but God, that's gonna be an awful movie.
Make it stop. Make it stop.
That's gonna be a fucking awful.
What are they doing? Hey, it is what it is.
Well, anything important here before we get to these samples?
I don't think so, man. I think we covered it all.
Yeah,
got all the important stuff here.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, we'll be back next week. If you are on the YouTube, if you're on the audio, we do got samples coming. All three of us got samples. We're ready and prepared this week. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back next week. Peace.
Yep.